You are sitting in the doctor's office. Your head is pounding. Your throat hurts. You feel terrible. The doctor walks in and says, "So, what brings you in today?" And suddenly, your mind goes blank. You know exactly how you feel in your own language. You could describe every symptom perfectly, but in English, the words just disappear. You try to explain, but you end up pointing at your throat, making gestures, saying things like, "Here is pain," or "I am not good." The doctor looks confused. You feel embarrassed. You are worried they will not understand what is wrong with you. And the worst part, you cannot get the help you need because you cannot communicate your problem clearly.
Or maybe you avoid going to the doctor altogether when you are in an English-speaking country because you are too afraid to explain your symptoms. You suffer in silence because the language barrier feels too overwhelming. You know you need medical help, but the thought of not being able to communicate makes you feel helpless and scared.
Have you ever experienced this fear? Have you ever felt trapped because you could not describe how you feel in English?
If you are nodding right now, we want you to know something crucial. You are not alone. This is one of the most stressful situations for English learners, and it is completely understandable. Your health is important, and not being able to communicate about it is genuinely frightening.
Exactly. And the problem is not that your English is bad. The problem is that medical vocabulary is specialized. You probably never learned these words in your English classes. You learned how to order coffee, how to introduce yourself, but nobody taught you how to say, "I have a throbbing headache," or "I am been feeling dizzy."
But today, that changes. We are going to teach you exactly what to say at the doctor's office when you don't feel well. We are going to give you the phrases, the vocabulary, and the confidence you need to communicate clearly about your health.
Hi everyone, I am Alex.
And I am Emma. Welcome back to our channel, where we help you speak English confidently in real-life situations.
Today's lesson could literally help save your health, so make sure you stay until the end and take notes.
So here is exactly what we are going to cover today. First, we are going to teach you how to describe common symptoms in clear, natural English. Things like pain, fever, nausea, and more.
Then, we will show you how to answer the most common questions that doctors ask. Questions like, "How long have you been feeling this way?" And on a scale of 1 to 10, how bad is the pain?
After that, we will give you essential vocabulary for different body parts and types of pain so you can be very specific about what hurts and how it hurts.
We will also teach you how to talk about your medical history, allergies, and medications. This is super important information that doctors need to know.
And finally, we will practice some complete dialogues, review the key phrases, and give you a practice challenge.
This is going to be extremely practical, so let us get started right now.
But before we dive in, if you want to feel confident speaking English in important situations like this, make sure you hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications.
Yes, we create practical lessons every week to help you communicate clearly in real-life situations. Subscribing is free and helps us continue making these lessons. Okay, let us learn how to talk to your doctor in English. All right, so let us start by talking about why medical English is so challenging for learners.
Great starting point, Alex, and I think there are several important reasons. First, medical vocabulary is very specific and technical. These are not words you use in everyday conversation, so you probably never learned them in a regular English class.
Exactly. Think about it. When you learned English, you probably learned words like happy, sad, tired, hungry. But did you ever learn the word nauseous or congested or swollen? Probably not. And these are essential words when you're talking to a doctor.
Right, and the second reason medical English is difficult is because you need to be precise. When you are chatting with friends, if you use the wrong word, it's usually not a big deal. People understand what you mean from context. But at the doctor's office, using the wrong word could lead to a misdiagnosis.
That is such an important point. If you say, "My stomach hurts," when you actually mean "my chest hurts," that is a completely different medical problem. Precision matters when it comes to your health.
Absolutely. And the third reason this is difficult is the stress factor. When you are sick, you are already feeling bad physically. You're tired, you're in pain, you might have a fever. Your brain is not working at full capacity, and then you have to communicate in a second language. That is incredibly difficult.
It really is, and I want to add one more reason. Many English learners are afraid of looking stupid or uneducated when they talk to doctors. Doctors are highly educated professionals, and there is this fear that if you don't speak perfectly, they will judge you or not take you seriously.
That is a very real fear, Alex, and I want to address that right now. Good doctors care about helping you, not about judging your English. They want to understand your symptoms so they can treat you properly. If you communicate clearly, even if your grammar is not perfect, a good doctor will listen and help you.
Absolutely, and that is why we are going to focus on clarity today. We are not going to teach you fancy medical terminology. We are going to teach you simple, clear phrases that any doctor will understand.
And here is an analogy I think is helpful. Think of medical English like a bridge. On one side is your pain and discomfort, on the other side is the treatment and relief you need. The bridge is communication. If the bridge is strong and clear, you can get from the problem to the solution. But if the bridge is shaky or broken, you stay stuck on the side of pain.
That is a perfect analogy, Emma. And today, we are going to build you a strong bridge. We are going to give you the words and phrases that will help you communicate clearly, get the right diagnosis, and get the treatment you need.
So let us start building that bridge right now.
All right, let us start with the most basic and important phrase. When the doctor asks, "What brings you in today?" or "What seems to be the problem?" you need to state your main symptom clearly. Here is the simple structure. I have been feeling like, or I have a, or I am experiencing.
For example, I have been feeling really tired for the past week, or I have a terrible headache, or I am experiencing chest pain. These are clear, direct ways to start. Repeat after me. I have been feeling sick.
Good. Now repeat, I have a headache.
Perfect. Now let's learn how to describe common symptoms. Let's start with pain. There are different types of pain, and it is important to describe them accurately.
Right. You can have a sharp pain, which feels like a knife or a needle. You can say, I have a sharp pain in my chest. Or you can have a dull pain, which is a constant, achy feeling. You can say, I have a dull pain in my lower back.
You can also have a throbbing pain, which comes in waves, like your heartbeat. I have a throbbing headache. Or a stabbing pain, which is sudden and intense. I felt a stabbing pain in my side. Repeat. I have a sharp pain.
Now repeat, I have a throbbing headache.
Good. Now let us talk about intensity. Doctors often ask, how bad is the pain on a scale of 1 to 10, where 1 is very mild and 10 is the worst pain you can imagine. You should be honest. If it is really bad, say, it is about an 8 or 9. If it is moderate, say, it is about a 5 or 6.
Exactly. And you can also use words like mild, moderate, or severe. For example, the pain is pretty severe, or it is just mild discomfort.
Now let us learn vocabulary for common symptoms. If you have a fever, you can say, I have a fever, or I feel feverish, or I think I have a temperature. Repeat. I have a fever.
If your nose is blocked, you can say, I am congested, or my nose is stuffed up, or I cannot breathe through my nose. Repeat, I am congested.
If you feel like you might vomit, you can say, I feel nauseous, or I feel sick to my stomach, or I have been throwing up. Repeat, I feel nauseous.
If you feel lightheaded or unsteady, you can say, I feel dizzy, or the room is spinning, or I feel lightheaded. Repeat, I feel dizzy.
If you have no energy, you can say, I feel exhausted, or I am extremely tired, or I have no energy. Repeat, I feel exhausted.
If you have a cough, you can say, I have a cough, or I have been coughing a lot. And you can specify if it is a dry cough or if you are coughing up mucus. I have a dry cough, or I am coughing up phlegm.
Now let us talk about duration. Doctors always want to know how long you have been experiencing symptoms. You can use phrases like, it started, or I have been feeling this way for, or it has been going on for.
For example, it started yesterday morning, or I have been feeling sick for about 3 days, or it has been going on for almost a week now. Repeat, it started 2 days ago.
And repeat, I have been feeling this way for a week.
Good. Now let us learn body parts vocabulary because you need to be able to point to exactly where it hurts. Let us start with the head and face. You have your forehead, your temples, your cheeks, your jaw, your ears, your throat, and your neck.
For example, my throat is really sore, or my ears hurt, or I have pain in my jaw.
Repeat, my throat is sore.
Now repeat, my neck hurts. Perfect. Now let us move to the body. You have your chest, your stomach or abdomen, your back, your sides, your hips, and your lower abdomen. Women might also need to mention pelvic pain.
For example, I have pain in my chest, or my stomach has been hurting, or I have lower back pain. Repeat, I have chest pain.
And repeat, my stomach hurts.
Good. Now, arms and legs. You have your shoulder, your elbow, your wrist, your hand, your fingers, your hip, your knee, your ankle, your foot, and your toes.
For example, my knee is swollen, or my wrist hurts when I move it, or I twisted my ankle.
Repeat, my knee is swollen.
Now repeat, I twisted my ankle.
Excellent. Now let us learn how to answer other common questions that doctors ask. One important question is the pain constant or does it come and go?
If the pain is always there, you say it is constant or it hurts all the time. If it comes in waves, you say it comes and goes, or it is on and off.
Repeat, it is constant.
And repeat, it comes and goes.
Good. Another question is, does anything make it better or worse? You can answer, it gets worse when I, or it feels better when I. For example, it gets worse when I eat, or it feels better when I lie down.
Doctors also ask, have you taken any medication for this? You can say, yes, I took some pain relievers, or I took ibuprofen but it did not help, or no, I have not taken anything yet.
Now let us talk about medical history. Doctors will ask if you have any medical conditions, allergies, or if you are taking any medications. Here is how to answer these questions clearly.
For medical conditions, you can say, I have, followed by the condition. For example, I have asthma, or I have diabetes, or I have high blood pressure. If you do not have any conditions, say, no, I do not have any medical conditions, or I am generally healthy.
For allergies, especially medication allergies, you can say, I am allergic to. For example, I am allergic to penicillin, or I am allergic to aspirin. If you do not have allergies, say, no, I do not have any allergies, or no known allergies.
For medications, you can say, I am currently taking, followed by the medication. For example, I am currently taking blood pressure medication, or I take vitamins, but no prescription medications.
If you are not taking anything, say, I am not taking any medications right now. Repeat, I am allergic to penicillin.
And repeat, I am currently taking medication for high blood pressure.
Perfect. Now let us practice some complete dialogues. Emma, let's pretend you are the patient and I am the doctor. Ready?
Ready. Ready.
Hello, what brings you in today?
Hi, doctor. I have been feeling really sick for the past 3 days. I have a fever, a sore throat, and I am extremely tired. I also have a headache that just won't go away.
I see. How high is your fever?
I checked this morning and it was about 101 degrees Fahrenheit.
Okay. And your throat? Is it painful when you swallow?
Yes, it is very painful. It feels like sharp pain every time I swallow.
Have you been coughing or congested?
A little bit congested, yes. And I started coughing yesterday. It's a dry cough.
Do you have any medical conditions or allergies I should know about?
No medical conditions, but I am allergic to penicillin.
Good to know. Have you taken any medication for your symptoms?
I took some ibuprofen for the fever and headache, and it helped a little bit, but the symptoms came back.
All right, let me examine you and we will figure out what is going on.
Thank you, doctor.
Perfect dialogue, Emma. See how clear and organized that was? You stated your main symptoms first, answered the follow-up questions with specific details, mentioned your allergy, and explained what medication you tried.
Exactly. And that's the key, everyone. Be clear, be specific, and answer the doctor's questions honestly. Don't try to self-diagnose or use complicated medical terms. Just describe what you are experiencing in simple, clear English.
Now let us do one more quick example, this time for an injury. Emma, what brings you in today?
Hi, doctor. I fell yesterday while I was jogging, and I hurt my ankle. It is really swollen and painful. I can barely walk on it.
When exactly did this happen?
It happened yesterday afternoon, around 3 o'clock.
And how would you describe the pain?
It's a sharp pain, especially when I try to put weight on it. When I'm sitting still, it's more of a dull throbbing pain.
Is it swollen?
Yes, very swollen. It's much bigger than my other ankle.
Have you put ice on it or taken any pain medication?
I put ice on it last night and took some ibuprofen, which helped a little with the pain, but not the swelling.
Okay, let me take a look and we might need to get an x-ray to make sure nothing is broken.
Okay, thank you.
Great job, Emma. That was clear, detailed, and gave me all the information I needed as a doctor.
Thanks. And everyone, notice how I described the type of pain, mentioned the swelling, gave a timeline, and explained what I did to treat it. These details really help doctors understand your situation.
All right, everyone, we have covered a ton of important information today. Let us review the most essential phrases and vocabulary.
Yes, so remember, when describing symptoms, you can say, I have been feeling, or I have, or I am experiencing. Repeat, I have been feeling sick.
For types of pain, remember sharp pain, dull pain, throbbing pain, stabbing pain. Repeat, I have a sharp pain in my chest.
For common symptoms, fever, congestion, nausea, dizziness, exhaustion, cough. Repeat, I have a fever and I feel nauseous.
For duration, say, it started, or I have been feeling this way for. Repeat, it started 3 days ago.
For frequency, say it is constant or it comes and goes. Repeat, the pain comes and goes.
For medical history, say, I have for conditions, I am allergic to for allergies, and I am currently taking for medications. Repeat, I am allergic to penicillin.
And always be specific about which body part hurts. Point to it if you need to, and use the correct vocabulary we taught you.
Remember, clarity is more important than perfect grammar. Speak slowly, be specific, and do not be afraid to ask the doctor to repeat something if you do not understand.
Okay, now it is time for your practice challenge. We want you to imagine you are at the doctor's office. Think of a real or imaginary symptom and practice explaining it out loud.
Yes, pause this video right now and say your answer out loud. Describe your symptom, how long you have had it, what type of pain it is, and what makes it better or worse. Practice the complete dialogue.
And here is the second part of your challenge. In the comments below, write a sentence describing a symptom using the vocabulary and phrases we taught you today. For example, I have been experiencing a throbbing headache for 2 days.
We will read your comments and give you feedback. This practice is so important because it could literally help you in a real emergency situation.
All right, before we finish, let us talk about some common mistakes that English learners make when talking to doctors.
Yes, mistake number 1, being too vague. Do not just say, I feel bad or something is wrong. Be specific. Tell the doctor exactly what hurts, where it hurts, and how it hurts.
Right. Mistake number 2, confusing body parts. Some common mistakes are confusing stomach with chest or ankle with heel. Make sure you know the correct body part vocabulary. If you are not sure, point to the area while you describe it.
Good point. Mistake number 3, using the wrong tense. When talking about when symptoms started, use the past tense. Say, it started yesterday, not it starts yesterday. And for ongoing symptoms, use present perfect. I have been feeling sick for 3 days, not I am feeling sick for 3 days.
Mistake number 4, not mentioning allergies. This is crucial. If you have any medication allergies, you must tell the doctor. This information could prevent a dangerous allergic reaction.
Absolutely. And mistake number 5, trying to self-diagnose or using medical terms you do not understand. Do not say, I think I have bronchitis if you are not sure. Just describe your symptoms and let the doctor make the diagnosis.
And mistake number 6, being embarrassed to ask questions. If you do not understand what the doctor said, ask them to repeat it or explain it more simply. You can say, I'm sorry, could you repeat that? Or, I did not understand. Could you explain that in simpler terms?
Your health is too important to pretend you understand when you do not. Good doctors will be happy to explain things clearly.
All right, everyone, we have reached the end of this very important lesson, and we want to take a moment to acknowledge how brave you are.
Learning medical English takes courage. It means you are preparing yourself to handle difficult situations in a second language, and that is incredibly admirable.
And we want you to remember something. Your health matters, your well-being matters, and you deserve to receive good medical care no matter what language you speak.
The phrases and vocabulary you learned today are not just words. They are tools that could help you get the treatment you need. They are bridges between your pain and your healing.
So if you ever find yourself in a situation where you need to see a doctor in an English-speaking country, do not be afraid. You have the words now, you have the phrases, you know how to communicate clearly.
And remember, most doctors genuinely want to help you. They will be patient with you, they will listen. Your job is just to communicate as clearly as you can.
We hope you never need to use this vocabulary, but if you do, you are prepared. You are ready. You can do this.
We are so proud of you for learning this important material. Stay healthy, stay confident, and keep improving your English.
Okay, before you go, we need 2 things from you. First, if you found this lesson helpful and valuable, please hit that like button. Lessons like this take a lot of research and effort, and your like helps us reach more people who need this information.
And second, we have an important question for the comments. We want you to practice what you learned today. Write 1 sentence describing a symptom using the vocabulary we taught you. It can be real or imaginary.
For example, you could write, I have been experiencing sharp chest pain for 2 hours, or I have had a fever and sore throat for 3 days. Use the structures and vocabulary from today's lesson.
We will read every comment and give you feedback. This is your chance to practice in a safe environment before you ever need to use it in real life.
All right, everyone, that is it for today's lesson. Thank you so much for learning this important material with us.
Yes, we hope you feel more confident now about communicating at the doctor's office. Take care of your health and remember, you can communicate clearly when it matters.
Until next time, keep speaking with confidence, not perfection.
Bye everyone, stay healthy.
See you soon.
See you soon.